Hello everybody, welcome to OCHD and welcome to another Jumputi Heroes news video. We are embarking upon the month of the anniversary. March is the month of the Jumputi Heroes 5th anniversary, and this is one of the only two events left on the roadmap before the anniversary begins. We have this, the Medaka Box Feature Festival, and then following this up, we have a crossover between Black Cat and To Love Rue. Pretty short amount of time until the anniversary. Pretty exciting, which is why, even though I actually think this event is pretty damn awesome, I'm a little bit sad because I can't really participate. I can't spend rubies. You know, I spent rubies on Ataru, and unfortunately, I can't do it. I can't do it this close to the anniversary. When my rubies are so low, I can't really participate, which is just a shame. I mean, look at this lineup. It looks incredible. And they've made some pretty cool stuff. It's only a 7-unit event, but I would say they've done all right with the 7 units. There's a few upsides, a few downsides. We'll talk about it all in, well, when we get there. So first things first, we have the reading time missions. They do this every so often. I quite enjoy this. You literally just go to the missions tab, you click on the one that looks like it has 5 Medaka Box Gacha tickets, and you will get 5 Medaka Box Gacha tickets. It will try and take you to like some website that's trying to show you how to read the manga, but obviously that's no good to you because that's in Japanese. So get your rewards, and then if you want to read Medaka Box, I don't think it's on the Shonen Jump app. If I'm not mistaken, you may have to read it online through other methods, or you can watch the anime, but I think that only covers like the first arc or something like that. So you might have to get creative if you want to read this, but I do recommend it. It is a very entertaining series, albeit a tad complicated in places, probably more so than it needed to be. But I love it. I do love this series. And if you read it, you may have some newfound appreciation for these units in game. And here's the Medaka Box ticket gacha, featuring the new standard gacha units and some other Medaka Box stuff. Obviously, because Medaka Box has 3 stars and 4 stars, if you put on this gacha, you're guaranteed a Medaka Box unit. It's not guaranteed to be a good one, but you're guaranteed to get a Medaka Box unit. Then we have this, a very lovely campaign. This campaign allows us to get a max luck Najimi Ajimu and an aura costume for her, which I think is pretty cool. She actually gets additional luck skills, which static gacha units don't normally get. Obviously, we got them on Roboco, but Roboco was released with them. It kind of felt like a special case. Roboco was released to be this kind of faux hero grade unit that was going to have all these bonuses that allowed you to get her to max luck, and she was super strong. She's like the best 99 luck green lead, easily. But in this case, it's a unit that was already in the game, was already a standard gacha unit from last year, so it was still pretty good, pretty strong. And now we're going to be able to get her to 99 luck, which I'm all for. If I'm not mistaken, they've actually done us a favor here, because there's been a lot of times in the past where campaigns have been like, you need to get this exact amount of this exact thing, and if you miss a single day, you miss out. Not the case here. I think you get one of these like pieces of paper. What are they called? They're called the suggestion forms. You get one of these suggestion forms from the daily stage. You get one of these suggestion forms from clearing the super dimensional battle as well. So I think in total you're going to end up with way more than you need copies of Najimi Ajimu, and there's an opportunity to get more because she has a chance to appear on the gacha anyway. So I think they've niced us here. They really have niced us here. This is really good, and this is like an alternative. Instead of having 8 units and, you know, one of them being extra farmable, they've taken a unit they already added and they've made that into a 99 luck unit. It's a bit, I like seeing the new units, obviously, so it's a bit of a twist in that regard. Maybe I would have liked to see 8 units here, but if this is the sacrifice we are making in order to have like an extra few units at the anniversary, and the anniversary, let me tell you, last anniversary, 4th anniversary, I'm not talking about 4.5 per se, but certainly 4th anniversary, that needed the extra units, bro. It was awful. In my opinion, for an anniversary, it just didn't do the job. So I would say, as much as I'd like to see an extra Medaka Box unit here, I think that's a good trade-off. Getting her to, especially for the character that she is in the series, 100% deserving, and I am all for it. So very cool, very nice from the devs. This is the daily stage I was talking about, where you get the form, so make sure to clear that every day. And this is the gacha. There's a bunch of other like rewards and goodies. There is version 1 Medaka, version 2 Medaka, and version 1 Kumagawa on this banner, plus Najimi, Ajimu. These are all just like a chance of appearing, but Najimi is guaranteed. If you pull her outside of the guarantee, she comes at 1 luck instead of 3 luck, or 1 luck instead of 10 luck, I think. 1 luck instead of 10 luck. And there's some jewels and other good stuff there. And that's the special daily mission I was talking about, clearing Super Dimensional Battle. Now, there's only 2 technically farmable stages on this event, which is a bit weird. We have the Catastrophe class stage for Kamome Surubami, and this stage, instead of having an aura costume, instead of having an emblem, the Catastrophe is like for doors and for other rewards. I don't think they normally do it like this. Normally, if they have a Catastrophe stage that gives like doors and stuff, it's separate. But I guess they haven't done that here. I don't really mind. I guess I prefer rewards, actual rewards, to limit break doors. If you're going to give me rewards, I kind of prefer rubies. But, I mean, it's fine. If we're not going to get an aura costume, it's alright. We already got an aura costume for Najimi, so we'll take it. And then we have the other farmable stage for this event. Now, this has 2 of the farmables in it. I forgot to update this news post, actually, because it's supposed to say that Sugiha comes out on the 6th. So she will be from this event, but she is not available in the store yet. She'll be available in the store from the 6th. Hanso de Shiranui, available in the store right now. What's really weird about her is I feel like she was one of the characters that I felt like I had already visualized, I had already seen in-game. Obviously, I hadn't, because this is her first addition to the game. But it's like, there's been so many characters in the game. Imagining her in the game style was just like... It was too easy. It was really strange. Like, my brain had already made the association. I've had that happen with other characters before. It's just like, well, we've seen so many characters in this style, and just like, obviously that's what they would look like. But still, very cool to see her added. Sugiha, I don't really remember what role she played in the story, if I'm honest. But it's a nice sprite, nonetheless. And you can also get the item you need to evolve Zenkichi. So it's all been tied into this one event. It's a bit strange because normally they will break it up into separate events, but I guess this does reduce the overhead for them a little bit. Like maybe if they are trying to get more content squeezed into Annie, it's like 1 less banner you have to make, 1 less like quote you have to go and look for to make the title, 1 less stage background maybe you have to make, all this stuff. Like, it may not be like considerably high amounts of effort put into each individual thing, but when you add it all up, I guess they have reduced it considerably. So I don't know, I prefer the separate stages, but for the sake of just introducing the characters, it's okay, it's okay. They've also introduced some emblems, and actually one of these is a rare misprint. They've put the emblem in the game, and I don't actually think they fixed it yet. But they said they're gonna fix it. It's supposed to say Parasite Seeing, and it says Parasite Searing, which is ceiling, I guess. No, it might just be nothing. It might mean nothing. I think they just misspelled it. But the fix will be here at some point if it's not already been added. I don't think it has, but if it hasn't already been added, it will be added soon. And I think the emblems are pretty cool because, I mean, it's like this is the equivalent of having like emblems for like certain character stands, because it's like it's for the abilities of the character. You know, Real Eater is the name of Hanso de Shiranui's. Is it abnormality, if I remember correctly? And like there's all these different abilities and they all have names, and so it makes sense that we're getting some of them as emblems, and it's pretty cool. But again, emblems just mean not a lot to me. I'm gonna be honest, but still very packed event. Well, specifically this stage I'm talking about, and it's, you know, it's only like what, 13 days. Okay, yeah, 13 days, but 2 characters, an evolver, some emblems, and then in addition we have Barmy. So there is stuff going on. They're not leaving us completely out in the dirt. And obviously Najimi, you need to max out too. Then we have this stage, which gives you some emblems. It's actually got 3 individual stages. Each one gives a different emblem. You can get Medaka's ability, The End. You can get Kumagawa's ability, Bookmaker. Or, now this one... I went on the Medaka Box wiki, which to be fair, maybe it's not 100% up to date, but I'm pretty sure they've done a pretty good job. And I couldn't see this ability listed, but to be fair to them, it is one of Najimi Ajimu's abilities. I assume she has 2 other abilities that have the word inflation in it, both of which, thankfully, are not related to that other thing that I don't really want to talk about. But I couldn't see that on there anywhere. Ultimate inflation. It's an odd choice for name. I mean, maybe it's an innocent choice for a name rather than a... It's a name. It's certainly a name. The emblem looks like... Well, it looks... It's just text, really. But, I mean, it's okay, I guess. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's Najimi's ability. So yeah. Then we have Super Dimensional Battle, Najimi Ajimu. Very nice that they put her in as a boss for this. Ultimately, it doesn't really change anything about Super Dimensional Battle. I have always thought it really does. They need to do something with this to make each week like feel like something's going on. Like I got to be working towards getting a character. I got to be like, it's got to be like, oh, if there's like a Naruto week, maybe there's like a special Naruto item I can get or something like that. Because at the moment, it's just like the same rewards every day, the same thing every day. Slightly different boosted units, slightly different, you know, the color changes, so I got to change my lead team or whatever. They have, to be fair to them, reworked it a little bit to factor in, like, you know, the plus 99 update, plus they made making chains easier and all that stuff. So it's more fun than it was, because I feel like I actually can get a decent score if I get lucky or if I try hard enough. But there's still not a lot going on with this game mode, I gotta be honest. Then we have Unity Battle Ihiko Shishime. Now, this is a shame, because this could have been our 8th character. Instead, is a Unity Battle exclusive character, will not be obtainable. I don't feel like Ihiko is a character a lot of people give a shit about. Admittedly supposed to be like super strong or whatever. I think his title is like the one man who defeated Kurakami Medaka, or the one man that she couldn't defeat or something like that. But ultimately, not really a character I care about that much. I think like if it had been like, I don't know, there are other characters like Shiranui's brother would have been kind of cool or something like that. I don't know. But if he's not obtainable at the end of the day, it's not gonna do much for me. I don't really care. Now, one thing I didn't mention on the points event, and it also applies to this Unity battle here, is there's a special ranking event tied to these. Now, I personally think that this is stupidly awful. And the reason I say that is because they are giving out bonus rewards to the teams that not the teams, sorry, the individuals that farm the most points on the points farming event, and the individuals who deal the most damage on the Unity battle event. And the reason that is awful, well, for one, the rewards on the Unity Battle one are worse, which surprises me. The points event one actually had better rewards because it has like limited choice tickets for people that ranked highly. Whereas for this, it was just like standard choice tickets for people who ranked highly. But asking us to spend like a hell of a lot of stamina trying to get these rewards. Like, if you finish top 100, the rewards suck. You have to finish like top like 5 or whatever it is. And you have to use so much stamina to get there. And at a certain point, like, I don't think there's anything in the store that you'd have to spend the points on after a while. It would just be like extra copies of the units that you don't need to get some event droplets, maybe some gold or something. And yeah, to be fair, technically it is just more rewards. Like, you don't have to do it, you don't have to participate, but people that do, they'll get more rewards. But I don't like it. The only thing I'm hoping is that maybe it's like a little like honeypot type thing where they're trying to like catch cheaters before the anniversary, get rid of them. But that's all I can think. That's all I can't imagine another reason you'd want to do this. Plus, like, does cheating really help on the points farming thing? I guess maybe you have like instant win or something, but other than that, it doesn't help that much. It would help more in Unity bound, the rewards are worse. So I don't know. Silly idea, I think. And realistically, a far greater than 99.99% of the player base are not and should not be involved in the ranking thing. So just it is what it is. Then we have Kei Munakata returning. If you missed out before, has returned with double drop rate and half stamina, so good chance to pick up copies of him. And we have the Max Luck Special Reward Campaign. I think you only need to get 2 characters to Max Luck for this, so not a lot. And you get 100 rubies, 50 event doors, 30 hero grade doors, the Medaka Box emblem, and the costume, which is very nice, very, very nice. So make sure to do that. And we've got the level 15 update. Now, interestingly for this, the way they laid it out, we skipped over one of the gacha for this, the level 15 gacha. They ended up fusing 2 of them together, which is a shame because we miss out on a free multi. But we do have a buff for Luffy and Ace, for Goku and Vegeta, and for the #1 hero, All Might. And we have the plus 99 update, which allows you to get limit break on your units that goes up to plus 99, which will obviously make their stats a lot stronger, especially for Super Dimensional Battle. So it's something, I guess. It's something. Honestly, it's just been chaos since they've released this update. People have been like accidentally accepting rewards, and rewards have been filling up their inbox and disappearing and all this stuff. I'm not going to say it was like malicious by the devs, but it was certainly short-sighted that they were like, oh yeah, we're going to increase like the amount of doors you can hold in like 10 days when this campaign's basically over. That doesn't make any sense. You should have done it straight away, and then people could have put the doors into their inventory. Part of me does think that that was intentional. I don't know, but I'm hoping it was just short-sighted. They will be updating it soon, and we'll be able to collect all our doors. But until then, you either got to use them, or you got to like try and find a way to not accept all in your gift box and keep them in your gift box. It's not ideal. Then we have the limited gacha. It's a beautiful gacha. It is such a shame. Honestly, this is 4 of like my favorite units they've ever added on a single gacha together, and yeah, I'm not pulling. I can't. I just don't have the rubies. It just can't be done. It would break my heart if I like. I kind of want both of them, but I would have to have Medaka. I would have to have her. And if I got to the 10th multi and I didn't get her, and I didn't have enough rubies to go all the way, yeah, that's just not gonna work for me. So unfortunate, but it is what it is. Still 4 very cool additions to the game. I'm so happy Medaka Box has a limit. Now has 2 limiteds and a couple more standard gacha to go with it. Very, very nice. Pretty much the format we've come to expect. 10th multi, you get a limited. Oh, it's 9th multi. Is it 9th multi? I guess it's 9th multi. And then 15th multi is your choice ticket, which lets you choose. Technically, lets you choose either of the limiteds or either of the standard gacha unit, but realistically, shouldn't really be used on one of the standard gachas unless. I mean, I guess if you had both the limiteds already, I still wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it is what it is. Then we have the stuff about the Start Dash and the Rank Dash and the other Ruby nonsense renewal. So they've updated these packs. To be honest, I don't think these packs are better. There's a few places where they're like very marginally improved, but generally speaking, there's not much value in this pack, and there's not that much value in this pack either. Some of them are like not too bad in terms of value, but there aren't that many genuinely good value packs among these two. If you want to see the full list, you can go on the news and you can click the links, because I'm not really going to go through because they haven't changed them that much. It's not really worth going through each individual one. Then we have the special Ruby deals. They have changed these significantly, not necessarily for the better. But I suppose 5,000 rubies for 12,800 yen, they don't offer that very often, so I guess it's like okay or whatever. But yeah, it's not that great. These packs are really, these special ruby deals are never that great. Normally, the best deals are in the packs, and even then, their deals in the packs are not that good. Speaking of not that good, we have the Densetsu door pack and the Muso door pack, which allows you to buy 100 of either for 2,400 yen. You can buy each one 20 times per month. If you buy this 20 times in a month, you have lost the plot. You are unsalvageable. That is an awful decision for your life. It works out that they think maxing out one of these units is worth like I think I worked out something stupid like $400. It's worth like $400 to max out a like a Densetsu or a Muso's limit break, which is just factually inaccurate. It's not going to help you that much in your day-to-day. It's not going to help you that much in the game. So just don't do it. Do not do it. Then we have the Medaka Box Special Ticket Pack, which is, again, a little bit expensive for my taste, but some people like to buy these ones. I'm personally just not a fan. 6,400 yen, that's a lot, you know. This pack is too expensive. Although, to be fair to them, I think they have improved the value of this pack marginally. Because I believe originally when they released this pack, it was limited grade doors instead of Densetsu. And I think the only change is they've upgraded the value of the doors. Ultimately, it's still trash in value, but it's been marginally improved. And these packs all kind of... It's essentially 3 jewels and 1,000 rubies for 4,800 yen. It's not worth it. Not in my eyes. Now that we know how they value the jewels with the new update, because they've changed it and it's worth like... I think they said like 65 rubies or something like that. So essentially you have to think 65 rubies plus 65 rubies plus 65 rubies. That's like almost 200 rubies. So would you pay 4,000 yen for 1,200 rubies? If the answer is no, you know it's a bad deal, don't you? It was a bad deal anyway. Then we have the gacha I was talking about before, the level 15 limit cap release. There are 5 units on this, and you get free multi on the first multi, which is pretty cool. To be fair, the steps on these are not that bad. It's just because it's older units, it's hard to justify. Even if they have been buffed, even if they are quite strong, still just a bit difficult to justify. And we have All Might returning for the first time. I would not recommend summoning on a gacha like this just before the anniversary. Seems like a bad investment, and obviously the steps are very expensive. But I suppose if you're like, All Might's my favorite and there's going to be no one else that I want, then sure. But again, he costs 30 multis, so make sure you have enough of 30 multis before you begin, because if you don't, you're just going to end up spending your rubies and getting nothing. Then we have something very nice, actually. They have announced all the birthday gacha for March. Normally, we just find them out sort of the day they're happening, or in our case, in the data download. But they have officially announced all of the ones for March. The steps on them, interestingly, are all the same. So even if it's a newer unit, if it's an older unit, they have confirmed that they are the same and they will be the same. So... none of this like, oh, this unit's newer, so they cost more. This unit's older, so they cost less. This banner has 2 units on it. There's different, whatever. All the same. On the 8th multi, you get a guaranteed pickup unit. So that does mean if there's more than 1 unit on there, it's going to be one of the 2 or one of the 3 or however many there are, which could be a downside depending on the banner, but... it does mean that all the ones that have a single limited on them, you have the upside of getting the unit guaranteed for 7 multis. One of those is free as well. So what's that? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 6,750 for a guaranteed limited 3 5-star units and a special choice ticket. And 8 multis worth of units. It's not bad, is it? But again, it's returning units. You got to choose wisely, I suppose. But definitely some of these are like newer and quite good, and even some of the older ones are quite good, and they might get buffed later, so it's alright. At least do the free multi. That's the one thing we can all agree on. So 3rd of March is Ryotsu. The 9th of March is Mihawk and Shanks. Interesting that they share a birthday. I meant to update that. The 9th is Shanks' birthday, not the 3rd. Sabo's birthday is the 20th. Erina Nakiri's birthday is the 23rd. Obviously, she doesn't have a standalone limited, so she'll be appearing with Soma. Boruto's birthday is on the 27th. And, well, that's it for this section. But, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Then we have the 5th anniversary countdown campaign. Now, I don't believe we have all the information on everything that is going to be a part of this campaign because, well, they've announced it so damn early and some of it started so damn early. We've got a whole month worth of countdown. It does give me high hopes for what this event could be and how good it could be. I'm hoping it's not going to be like last year because last year was so bad. Not only did the information leak early because of jump leaks, but also the event sucked. It really sucked. It's just, there was just not a lot going on. I think the best thing they could do, because of the way Jump works and how it leaks early, they would be wise to have the event start on the anniversary, but then maybe have like a big unit launch on the 2nd week. And then that way, even if it leaks in Jump, you've already announced it. And it's like, oh, there's a big unit coming. Like, you could have the Muso drop on the day, but then put the news in for the following week of Jump, and then have like a big unit launch on that Monday or whatever. I don't know if that is what they will do, but that is what I would recommend they do. Nonetheless, we have this special campaign. This countdown gives you a bunch of goodies, including these tickets. On the 5th multi, you'll get guaranteed limit. On the 15th multi, you'll get guaranteed limit. I think you get 7 of these tickets from the first login period, and then 8 from the 2nd or something like that. And then make sure you do all your summons and you get lots of well, two guaranteed limits. You might get more, I don't know. And I believe the limits featured on here are all the ones that have like the level 15 update, but the old ones, not the new ones. So pretty cool stuff. Then we have the Countdown Limited Era Gacha. Now, we've had similar-ish banners to these before. The difference here is that you get to do 2 multis on these instead of 1. And it's 1,000 rubies, guaranteed limit. No BS, it's a random limit from the pool, 1,000 rubies. I wouldn't recommend doing this for some of the earlier gacha necessarily. I know some of these units are technically quite strong nowadays because of the level 15 buffs and all that stuff. But I still wouldn't really recommend it. It's up to you, but it's just with the anniversary coming up, say you did all of these, that's like 10,000 rubies. It's a lot. Admittedly, you will be getting like, well, 10 limiteds for that or whatever, which is pretty good. And some of them will be older and some of them will be newer. But it's tough. It just, before the anniversary to drop stuff like this, it's definitely bait, isn't it? Like, they're definitely going to drop something crazy for anniversary, and you're not going to have the rubies, and you're going to have to spend, and all the packs are going to suck, probably. I'm hoping they're going to add some new good ones. But, yeah, we got one for 2018, one for 2019, and one for 2020. 2021 and of course 2022. I think for most people this is the one where they'd be thinking, actually maybe I will spend, because 1,000 rubies for a 2022 limit is not too shabby. Look how many there are. Look how many of them there are. Then we have the 5th anniversary countdown player support limited gacha. Another like 5th anniversary countdown gacha weather, but slightly different. This one, you do the first multi for 500, second multi is guaranteed 5-star, and third multi gives you a token. And you will need 3 tokens to get a limited. So a total of, how many? 1,000 plus 1,500 is 2,500. And then you're going to need 3, right? So that's 5,000, 6,000, 7,500, is that right? I did that up right. So you're going to need still a considerable amount of rubies, but you do get to choose the limit that you get rather than it being random, so I guess that's okay. Again, it's sort of like, I could see how there is sort of some value here, but also not really. It's tough. I guess it's because these are newer, like highly desirable limiteds, maybe, that they've come up with this weird system. I'm personally not a big fan of it. I could see maybe how they could have made it a little bit cheaper. Maybe it might have been worth it or something like that. But yeah, you're gonna have to summon 9 times, so you have to do 9 multis anyway, and it's like, it's basically just a normal banner. Like, it's just a normal, like, they could have just done a green, a red, a blue, a yellow, 9 steps, get a choice ticket, but instead they've done it this way. I guess it's cheaper technically. It is cheaper, but I don't know. It's not for me personally. It's not for me. Like, for example, if you were going for Boruto or Soma Erana, like, their birthday gacha up here. How many rubies is that? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,750. It's cheaper. It's cheaper, and you'll get 8 multis worth of units, 5 stars, choice ticket limit. Like, admittedly, some of these units, their birthday gacha isn't out yet, but like, why? If I was going for them, why would I do it? You know, that's what I'm thinking. I guess the only upside is because there are multiple limits on the banner. The idea is, oh, if I was summoning on this for, say, I don't know, any of them. If I was happy getting any of them and I got one, I could use the medals on another. But yeah, it's not really. it's not for me. It's not for me. Then we have the tower slot banners. These are a bit weird because they've dropped the second one and they haven't told us when the first, third, and fourth are coming out. But they will be coming. One thing to note is all of the banners show all of the units except the slot 1 banner, and they'll actually be adding Ginkgo Sakata magical change to this banner as well. And the way these banners work is they're actually pretty good value. First multi free, guaranteed 5-star, 2 guaranteed 5 stars, special choice ticket, guaranteed 5-star, and a slot 1 limited choice ticket. Now, I say they're good value. Obviously, I've talked about the value of those other gacha before. The only reason I say this is because there's no, like, mystery pick-a-mix nonsense. It's 4 incredible tower units for slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, and slot 4. If that is something you are interested in acquiring, they have made that very easy for you. That's all I'm saying in terms of the value of the banner or whatever. And I think it's pretty cool. And they've done it for all of these. We only know the dates for number 2, which is from the 1st until the 7th. It's possible the others will come out sequentially, but I don't know. But still, 4 very interesting banners. All in all, I wouldn't be summoning on most of the crap I've shown you today. The 2022 era gacha was probably the only one I would summon on. And then we have the other news and leaks. Now, we actually have the dates for these. Because I had a cheeky little peeky later in the later in the files, and this event, which is a White Day event, will be running from the 10th until the 14th. So right near the end of this event till just after it's ended. I think there's going to be, like, after Medaka Box End, there's going to be like 1 dead day, and then the next event will start. But I guess it's possible technically that the crossover could start on the 13th, maybe. But anyway. This special White Day event gives you a chance to unlock old costumes from the past, plus a new costume for Otobe, which is very nice. And you can get some special tickets, which you can use to summon on this gacha here. As far as I know, there's no guaranteed on this. I'm hoping it is announced that it'll be guaranteed, like Killua or whatever, a certain step. But as far as I know, it's just like a chance, and you're probably most likely going to get this random rubbish instead. But as you can see, all the characters sort of have like white hair. I guess that's sort of the theme of this gacha because it's White Day. But it would be nice if they could give us Killua for free, especially for newer players. And we also get the Taiyaki, which can be used on a special gacha that is not available yet, but it will be available during the crossover event, which is coming up next. So, pretty cool. Then we have this event, which is a super training event, allows you to get a load of not just experience for your characters, but also skill experience and player rank experience, which is pretty damn good. Plus, you're going to get dual shots. It's only available for 4 days, as far as we can see right now, and good chance to level up your characters. Fortunately for me, I don't really have to think about what characters I'm leveling up because all my characters are basically max now. Unless I start feeding jewels like a madman, all my characters are pretty much as far as they can go, so it's not something I really have to think about. But for players who do not have all their characters to max skill, this is a good opportunity to get those levels up. And you can get some jewel fragments, so you can potentially get the max level up a little bit more, which is pretty nice. Then we have the White Day Pickup Limited Gacha. This is probably going to be awful. It's probably going to be like the Valentine's one. It's just like a shitload of steps and tons of featured limiteds. So probably not worth it, but worth mentioning it. And then the sales packs, which a lot of these come back quite often. This one especially. Kind of awful, very awful. Just absolutely just... These two are so bad. It's another one of those 5% ones. Just please stop. This one, we already talked about one just like this earlier. It's awful. And this one is awful. So that's pretty much it. I'm hoping that sales packs will improve by the time the anniversary comes around. I think there is still some very cool stuff going on. There is a lot of stuff going on at the moment in game. And 5th anniversary is coming. Don't worry, we are going to have some videos predicting some things for the 5th anniversary and beyond. So I hope you'll join me for those. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you all next time.